This is the Chapter 7, Part A practice test, taking a look at volume. This is a step-by-step solution. In question 1, relatively straightforward, we've got 3 times 10 times 12. Bed mass tells us to work from left to right. Now we've got 30 times 12. 3 12s are 36, so 30 12s would be 360. In question 2, we see 16 divided by 5, so we have 16. And from that, we are making groups of 5. 5 goes into 1, not at all. 5 goes into 16 3 times. From here, we want to bring down what's left, recognizing that with our decimal in the question, we're going to match it in the answer and now ignore it. So now I'm thinking 5 goes into 10 2 times for an answer of 3 decimal 2. In question 3, we have 25 times 3 times 0.4. Now with this, I would encourage you to complete your whole number multiplication first. So I would do it as 0.4 times 25 times 3. We know this is 75. And then I would multiply. With this, we want to set it up as if it was whole numbers. Even though I know here that my 5 is a ones and my 4 is in the tens position, those are different decimal values. We're going to stack them so they line on the right. And then we're going to notice that in the whole question, only 1 digit is behind the decimal. Now we're going to multiply as if it was a whole number. So I've got 5 4s are 20, 7 4s are 28, plus 2 more is 30. And then at the end, we're going to make sure to include and return that decimal so that the total number of digits in the question matches total number of digits behind the decimal in the answer, leaving us with an answer of 30. In question 4, we've got 3.14 times 3 squared times 10. So here again, we've got, because it's all multiplication, I would encourage you to complete bed mass, which tells us to use our exponents first. Then I would work with your whole numbers, and lastly, your decimals. For this one, we're going to put 3.14 on top, and we'll put 90 on the bottom. We always want more digits on top just to keep it organized. I'm multiplying everything by a 0 here. Now I'm multiplying everything by the 9. 4 9s are 36. 1 9 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 1 is 28. Same as always, finish with your addition. And then again, because we had 2 digits behind the decimal in the question, we're going to match that in our answer with 2 total digits behind the decimal. Lastly is recognizing it asks us to round to the nearest whole number. So go to your whole, look behind to the tenths, and 6 rounds up. We're going to end this question with 283. In question 5, we see 2 times 9 times 3 times 7. Again, bed mass tells us to complete multiplication and division in one step, moving left to right. And each time I'm going to keep anything I haven't solved. In question 6, the volume of a cube with a side length of 3. So we know volume is length times width times height. So 6 times 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. And 36 times 6. 3 6s are 18. For a total answer of 216. Here in question 7, we've got 1.5 squared. A lot of us made the mistake of taking 1.5 and timesing it by 2, but we want to remember that this is 1.5 times 1.5. So here I've got 2 total digits behind the decimal in my question, so I'm going to match that at the end, and now I'm going to multiply ignoring the decimal. 5 times 5 is 25. 1 5 is 5, plus 2 more is 7. Put in my 0 placeholder, move to the next. 5 times 1 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1. Add. And then lastly, because I had that 2 digits behind the decimal in the question, I'm going to match in my answer for 2 digits behind the decimal in my answer. Question 8, we've got 1/5 of 100, which is the same thing as 100 divided by 5, which is 20. In question 9, we've got a couple different ways we could solve this. We could solve our multiplication of whole values first. So I could take 9 times 2 is 18, and 18 times 3 is 54. Remember, because this is 54 wholes, we can treat it as if it's got a denominator of 1, which gives us 54 over 3. And then always working to reduce our fractions. Okay. The alternative would have been, I could have written it as 9 over 1 times 2 over 1 times 3 over 1, all multiplied by 1/3. And here, if I'd done that, what I'd want to do is recognize that I've got a multiple of 3 and 3. So I get rid of those. Now looking across the top, I've got 1 times 9 is 9, times 2 is 18, over 1, which is just 18 as a final answer. So a couple ways I could choose to solve that. Lastly, in question 10, we have the volume of a cylinder is 170 cubic centimeters and the area of its base is 40. So we want to pause here and think about what's the relationship. We know volume is equal to the area of the base multiplied by the height. So we know that 170 is equal to that 40 times our unknown height. Because we're solving for height, we want to isolate it. We want to get it by itself. The opposite of multiplying by 40 is dividing by 40. And so we're left with height is equal to 170 divided by 40. So we'll complete that using long division. 40, now here I would encourage you, if you're working with an irregular multiple, to just drop them out. So I've got, thinking about my multiples of 4, and then because they're 40, they're all 10 times larger. So 40 goes into 1, not at all. 40 goes into 17, not at all, but 40 goes into 170 4 times. It uses 160, leaving me with 10. Here we want to remember that we have an unlimited number of decimals at the back. 40 goes into 100 twice, which is going to take our 80. Okay. We could keep going. This will be 140 goes into 200 5 times. And then the last part is recognizing that we've been asked to round to the nearest whole. So 4.25 rounds to 4 wholes. So our final answer for question 10 is 4. Hope this helps, grade 8. Good luck for tomorrow's test.